This video will discuss the Mindthief class in the Gloomhaven board game. The Mindthief's playstyle is to dart in and out of combat to avoid enemies while dealing damage and incapacitating her targets. The unique mechanic in this class is the augment feature found on some cards. Because augment effects occur with melee attacks, the playstyle stays relatively the same, but the build will be determined by which augments we want to play around. In my opinion, the best augment overall is Mind's Weakness, which just adds 2 damage. The other augments just don't synergize well enough with all the other cards to justify replacing Mind's Weakness. Of the initial level 1 cards, I will be keeping Perverse Edge for the consistent stun and Scurry for the movement on top, in addition to Mind's Weakness. Another mechanic to keep in mind when playing this class is initiative manipulation. Being a late initiative on one turn and then taking a very low initiative on the next turn allows you to essentially take 2 turns back to back without enemies acting. This will make it so that you can run in and dish out damage, then take another turn to run out to safety. We can do the same trick reversed if you want to use invisibility. Invisibility lasts until the end of your next full turn. So become invisible at a low initiative, then take your next turn at a high initiative to have 2 effective turns of invisibility from enemies. Here are the cards I would take at each level, keeping in mind I'm prioritizing melee damage and mobility. Level 2, I take Hostile Takeover for the Ice Generation and Immobilize. The Summon build doesn't really work for the Mindthief due to lack of synergies. Level 3, in my opinion, Brain Leech is the better effect because of the bottom attack coupled with the Strengthen effect. This is best used with a card with a top movement like Scurry. The Strengthen can enable a very strong subsequent turn. Level 4. Cranium Overload is a good card with a great move 5 on the bottom. Pilfer is nice if you really want to loot things, but I don't think it's necessary. I would take Cranium Overload. Level 5. I would take Mass Hysteria because it's the better overall card with its top action. I love the idea of using Frozen Mind since Mindthief has a lot of cards that generate ice, but in practice, I find the multi-augment build sacrifices too much to be effective. Level 6. I think Corrupting Embrace is the better standalone card. The total damage with Mind's Weakness active is 7 damage because of the first attack's poison effect. The bottom is also very good because it gives us our only jump and much needed movement in addition to Dark Generation. However, Dark Frenzy also has 2 really good options on both the top and bottom. I'm going to suggest we take both level 6 cards with Corrupting Embrace first. Level 7. I think Vicious Blood has potential with this move and attack on the bottom, but I think Dark Frenzy is better overall, so I would go back to level 6 and get Dark Frenzy. Level 8. Shared Nightmare has Ice Generation on the top and move 5 on the bottom, which fits nicely with our other cards. Domination is essentially a 6 attack, but needs an adjacent ally, which makes it situational. I would take Shared Nightmare. Level 9. I would take Phantasmal Killer over many as one, but I think our Dark Generation is very few and far between, especially as an augment in competition with Mind's Weakness. The overall card build is Mind's Weakness, Perverse Edge, Scurry, Brain Leech, Mass Hysteria, Corrupting Embrace, Dark Frenzy, Shared Nightmare, Phantasmal Killer, and then a flex option last. Maybe we could use Empathetic Assault for some self-healing, or Into the Night for invisibility, or Cranium Overload for an extra 5 movement.
Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.